What's up guys, Josh here. Today I want to talk about an interesting topic that I touched on a little while ago. It's got, some new details that I wanted to touch up on in this video. Now, it's not really going to be a long video. I'm just going to be talking about roughly a few things that, this new product, is coming out with, and just figure, I don't really, there's not really too much going on in the car world that seems interesting enough to talk about, to me anyway. I don't know about others, but, some topics didn't really do too well, so, I want to try to pick topics that I know everyone's gonna most likely watch on here, so I'm hoping that is one of those topics. The topic for today's video is basically a few new things that are reported to come out with the new electric Dodge car. Now, that's a video, as you saw, Dodge is, likely making an electric car. I'll link it down below if you want to see that video. That's where I, talk about how Dodge is, possibly coming out with an electric car to compete with the Tesla Model S, because, it beat it, and Dodge wasn't too happy about it, and they decided to do something about it. Now, one of the things that this new electric Dodge car is called the E-Muscle, which would stand for electric muscle, because that is the electric version of the car that Dodge is making. So that's what they're calling it as of right now. But there'll be more details coming out with that as time gets closer. And speaking of time, remember when I was saying, likely 2024 this thing would be coming out? Well, it is in fact coming out in 2024. So those of you who look forward to electric cars, well, you'll know when to get super excited. I don't think that's too many car guys, because we all love gasoline powered cars. And someday, 20, 30 years from now, we're all going to miss the smell of gas and rolling coal, people in pickups, sometimes how they make their trucks run out of coal. So yeah, this new vehicle is going to be using the new Stellantis electric vehicle platform, which is the platform that Stellantis is using to make their electric vehicles, and it is supposed to provide up to 500 miles of range. Now that is incredible. That is a great improvement from other electric vehicles that I've been hearing. I mean, they've certainly been working on electric cars for a long time, so it's little of a surprise to me, a slight one, that electric technology is catching up with electric cars. So Stellantis is the big brother company that Dodge merged with, as well as other auto manufacturers, to make cars and just things like that. It's basically it's just big, one of the bigger corporations. You get the idea. Along with that, there's supposed to be 4 trims of this vehicle that this is supposed to come out with. I would assume maybe for example, an electric, SXT, RT, Scat Pack, Hellcat maybe. I don't know, but that's just, speculation. That's something that we're going to find out as time gets closer with this. And a lot of those models are, supposed to be in the 300 to 500 mile range. I know it said it'd be up to 500 miles of range, but that would probably be a certain model of it. Maybe, speaking of models, there's a rumor that they might be coming out with a hybrid. And, that to me is really interesting and not too surprising, with car manufacturers trying to compete in the gas saving world and things like that. As I was saying about this car, nobody's sure if it's a Challenger or a Charger, or if this is a whole new model. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to find out, because, 99% chance, Chargers and Challengers are going to be made in electric. So, enjoy gas as much as you can. I know I've said that in, a whole bunch of other videos now. But, like I said over and over, enjoy gas as much as you can, because eventually, with the years to come, gas stations are going to decline, and gas is going to get cheaper, and then slowly, I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean. Gradually, gas-powered cars are going to be slowly phased out. And that, is going to be very sad for, us, for people that drove, gas-powered cars, our whole lives, or even half or a little bit of our lives, or whatever, whenever whenever you start driving. Depending on when you start, you might not have too much experience with gas power cars, so that's something to keep in mind. And the car is supposed to have the Fahrzeug logo, which was a logo on the front and the back of the car, basically where it said Dodge. You know, it's like a circle, you know, and another circle with a little triangle in it, and it says Dodge on it, so that's really cool. That's a really neat feature to bring back nostalgia for those that, you know, drove Dodges way back when. So yeah, you know, like, those things were on cars in the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and 2000s, and all that didn't have the album anymore, but, you know, that's a nice tradition, a nice little heritage tradition that Dodge is doing for this car. So this way you kind of forget a little bit that it's an electric vehicle if, you know, you're a little upset about, you know, losing a gas-powered car. Now, you know, they claim, quote-unquote, Stellantis claims, quote-unquote, that this is a nod to the future, which is, you know, meaning like it's like a step into the future. It's a step into like a whole new chapter of the auto industry. And, you know, I guess that's, you know, that's Stellantis being really, you know, proud of what Dodge is making. So, you know, but that's in like roughly 3 years from now. When I mean roughly, like probably under 2.5 now at the time of this recording. So, you know, in like less than a half a year, it's going to be 2022, and it'll be 2 years. So that's something to keep in mind. So you'll eventually have, you know, 2 more years to wait for this car, and it will eventually come out. So, yeah, so that's really all I got to say. You know, it's not like, you know, this is really not like a long video, because there's really not a lot to talk about, but, you know, I just got excited to, you know, like, bring this topic up and discuss it with everyone, because, you know, I think it's interesting that, like, you know, a few more things are known about this car, even though there's really nothing known about it yet that's, like, really, like, definite about the model, like, anything in particular about it, but it's still basically a question mark, like, nobody knows what it is, and that's something we're going to find out as time goes along. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. So, well, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and turn on post notifications so you do not miss out on one of my videos. And along with that, I'll see you next time.